suspended.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask you unanimous consent to waive the mandatory quorum call with respect to the Kuntz nomination.
Without objection.
Mr. President, few votes in this body are as important as the vote to fund our troops, our military. Yesterday, right here on this floor of the United States Senate, every single Democrat voted to block that funding. And just 10 minutes ago, the minority leader came to the floor and bragged about the fact that the Democrats had blocked the funding for our military. He stood here and said they're proud of the fact that they are once again choosing politics over the security of our nation. That's what we're facing here in the United States Senate today, Mr. President. We're talking about the National Defense Authorization Act, and this Congress has passed this bipartisan National Defense Authorization Act every year for the past 65 years. And when it came to the floor of the Senate yesterday, the minority leader said to the Democrats, say no to the military. I'm going to go through the list of all the things they said no to yesterday. This year should be no different than the other years, 65 years in a row. This year's defense bill gives our military every tool it needs to keep us as Americans safe. It invests in peace through strength, at home and abroad. Importantly, this bill provides a pay raise for the men and women who defend our nation. Every single Democrat in this chamber joined Senator Schumer, joined Bernie Sanders, joined Elizabeth Warren and said, nope, we're not voting for it. We're not voting for it. That's what they said. They refused to allow the debate to even begin. This is before the bill even started the debate here on the floor of the Senate. And it's interesting because many of them flip-flopped. What do I mean by that? It means that first, many of them voted for the bill in the committee to send it to the floor. Then it gets to the floor, and what happens? All of them voted to block it from even beginning the debate. Apparently, Democrats were for it before they were against it. Here's what Democrats voted against. They voted against higher pay for our troops. They voted against better health care for our service members and their families. Democrats voted against better housing for our troops. Democrats voted against stronger deterrence. Democrats voted against a more lethal military. Democrats voted against a larger, stronger Navy. Democrats even voted against a modern nuclear deterrent. Don't we want to deter nuclear war? This is at a time when nuclear weapons are proliferating all around the world. In my home state of Wyoming, we have F.E. Warren Air Force Base. The airmen who serve there are the linchpin of our land-based nuclear force. The deterrence there has been known over the decades as our nation's ace in the hole. It's how it works. It's the desire to protect us as a nation. Democrats voted against all of it. They actually even voted against expanding our military recruitment effort. They don't want us to be able to recruit for the military, and they don't want the military to be properly funded and equipped in a way to protect us as a nation. Democrats actually even voted against more savings for taxpayers. Democrats voted against protecting women's sports at our military schools. No, they don't want any of that. Democrats voted against promotions based on merit and merit alone. Oh no, if you've merited and earned a promotion, nope, you're not getting it on merit alone. That's who the Democrats have become. That's the threat to our nation. This far leftist group that's telling the Democrats here on the floor of the Senate what to do, and for things that had been bipartisan in the past, they said, no, we can't do that anymore. This far left wing of the party is telling us what to do and how to march in step. Democrats voted against ending harmful DEI mandates. They voted against stronger border security. They like open borders. They don't want border security. They voted against funding to combat against the cartels that are moving poison into the country, killing young people in record numbers. Democrats voted against stopping the flood of deadly drugs and illegal border crossings. Just 2 days ago, right here on the Senate floor, Senator from Maryland, Senator Chris Van Hollen said this. He said missile defense, to defend against incoming missiles, for the American people, he said, in his words, wasteful spending. It's remarkable. Defending the country, wasteful spending. That's who the Democrats have become. The Democrats act like penny pinchers when it comes to pay our troops to protect our homeland, yet they accept the astronomical cost of the waste, the fraud, the abuse, free health care for illegal immigrants, the fraud that's happening like we're seeing in Minnesota. All of those things, the Democrats are for all of that, but they're not for our troops and they're not to defend our nation. That's the Democrat Party of today. The Democrats of today are radical. They are extreme. They are dangerous. They are scary. Well, the world's a dangerous place. And by voting against the National Defense Authorization Act, Democrats are disrespecting the American troops. They are undermining American security, and Democrats are jeopardizing American strength. Look, our friend Lindsey Graham, he believed in peace through strength. I do as well, as do most Americans, not the Democrat Party of today. It's time for us to act on that belief that America is best when we are strong, and it helps make us more safe. It is time for the Senate to pass a bipartisan National Defense Authorization Act, and it's time for Democrats to act like Americans. Thank you, Mr. President, and I yield the floor. Suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Senator John Barrasso delivered a blistering speech on the Senate floor after every Democrat voted to block the National Defense Authorization Act. For 65 straight years, Congress has passed this bipartisan bill to fund the military. This year, Chuck Schumer and every Senate Democrat said no, before debate even started. Barrasso listed exactly what they voted against: a pay raise for the men and women who serve, better health care and housing for service members and their families' wells, a larger, stronger Navy, a modern nuclear deterrent, expanded military recruitment, ending DEI mandates, stronger border security, and funding to fight cartels. He pointed out the flip-flop. Many Democrats voted for the bill in committee, then turned around and blocked it on the floor. Barrasso called out Senator Chris Van Hollen for labeling missile defense wasteful spending and accused Democrats of being willing to fund free health care for illegal immigrants and tolerate waste and fraud, but not the troops who protect the country. His conclusion was blunt. Today's Democrat Party is radical, extreme, and dangerous. By blocking the NDAA, they are disrespecting American troops, undermining national security, and choosing politics over the safety of the nation.